Why gamble, potentially lose money, develop a self-destructive addiction, right? When you can bet on yourself and live a more full life. With all the self-help books and self-development content, even on the internet, it's common knowledge by now that discipline is important for maximizing one's life. But what does the Bible have to say about discipline? Welcome back to the Precious Pavilion. I'm Precious. Here we do art, we talk about faith, and we also, of course, talk about lifestyle. More vlogs coming. But today I wanted to talk about discipline. When this video goes out, it should be 25 days or thereabout until the new year 2024 begins. And what better time to think about discipline than when you're evaluating the year and looking towards another one. Let's do today's Bible passage, which is Hebrews chapter 12, verse 11, which says, "For the moment all discipline seems painful rather than pleasant, but later it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness to those who have been trained by it." So ironically, discipline is a trainer, and one of the ways to build discipline is to get a trainer. I just love when things are ironic. But anyway, yeah, discipline for the moment seems painful. And that is why when we hear the word discipline, we often think pain, we often think restriction or loss, when in reality, discipline is a vehicle through which you can get so much. And that more is quality stuff. Because what's the point of like going to some place and it's like, oh, we got everything, but the everything is like gross or nasty or dirty or dusty. That's not what we're talking about with respect to discipline, thankfully. So it seems painful in the moment, but later it yields the peaceful fruit of righteousness. So not only are we doing well in our respective facets of life, but the fruit of righteousness is yielded and developed in us. That is beautiful, okay? And not just to sound poetic or anything, that is actually helpful because then we're not just thriving in this physical realm and in time, but there's eternal significance in our daily lives. Now, discipline, also called self-control as other scriptures call it, is something that, yes, you can like develop to a certain extent, but don't try and do this alone. You have the Holy Spirit, and one of his names is Helper, and he helps us to grow in our walk with God and to develop ourselves so that we could be optimal unto him and to the people in our lives and around us, you know? Because if our potential precedes us, God is seeing our potential. We, once we got our vision right, so to speak, we also see our potential. Now it's for it to really like match up with us. So it's not just we're sitting around like, oh, well, I could be this. Then be it. Why are you just bragging in what you could be? Like, that is such a weird removal from self. Not to be judgmental, but it's like, of course, we all do that. Like, for example, you might see a painting and be like, I could do that. Then do it. And this is a loving invitation to put yourself out there and really apply discipline to actually gain the skills, the technique, the knowledge to do some of those things. But of course, certain things are to be weighed higher than others. But discipline is all around so beneficial to have. And that is why I decided to put this video now, because waiting for January 1st is just another arbitrary date. And yes, it is at the beginning of our calendars, but why not get a head start, you know? And then when you're entering 2024, you've already like had a week or two or even a month worth of proof that you can apply for yourself because it's stuff you've actually shown. Like, oh yeah, thank you, Holy Spirit, you have built self-control, you have built discipline, you have helped me to grow in this because it is a fruit of you, it's a fruit of the Holy Spirit. So the closer you get to him, the easier it is and the more able you are to develop. But like our Bible passage of the day said, discipline feels painful. And who's trying to like invite pain into their lives? That is why I was recommended or am recommending in today's video to redefine discipline and fun. Because if we are able to make discipline have a happier, more easy to receive connotation in our minds and our psyche, it will be easier to do it. So you have to gain a personal definition of fun for yourself because you're being disciplined towards a certain goal, or maybe, let's say, a lifestyle change, or just trying to be more reliable to yourself overall. As you change your definition of fun and say, no, it actually is fun to have a bedtime. Like, yes, I'm an adult, and when I was a child, having a bedtime felt like I was being restricted. It felt burdensome. It felt like I was being denied the opportunity to do more fun things. Now you're like, no, having a bedtime in itself is fun because I'm able to foster a good nighttime routine, wake up refreshed, not feeling sleep deprived. Like, oh my goodness, that's not a fun way to start a day. And it can really like just mess up your entire day because your day starts the night before. So like redefining discipline and fun for yourself helps you to continue long term as you develop your discipline. Now, because you have gained a personal definition of fun, it can contradict sometimes entirely with other people's definition of fun, including your own friends and family members, colleagues, and that can cause friction. But no need to fear because where there is friction, there's also opportunity for growth. It's like the Bible passage that talks about when iron sharpeneth iron, you see sparks flying. Like if those pieces of iron were alive, I bet they would tell you like that was a painful process, but at least we're sharper, we're looking better and we're more functional. It's very much similar to that. That is why gaining your new personal definition of fun and being very honest and open about it, of course lovingly, helps you to align with people whose definitions of fun are in alignment and are very similar. And it's through that that you witness your social circle begin to adjust accordingly. You don't gotta cut everybody off like all the way. Sometimes that's necessary. But even then, you do it in love, you do it with wisdom, and you keep it pushing. And you're having fun as you and the Bible say is fun. Now, here's some more food for thought in form of a question. Because if we're saying that we're going to redefine discipline and say discipline is fun, but discipline is all about being consistent, then how does that actually look, right? Here's a question I have for all of us, really. Why gamble, potentially lose money, develop a self-destructive addiction, right? When you can bet on yourself and live a more full life. Let's say that again. Why gamble, potentially lose money, potentially develop a self-destructive addiction when you can bet on yourself? Like, you've probably surprised yourself in the past or seen movies where people have done very interesting things, for better or for worse, because of bets that they made with their friends or with just some people, that they were around. Why not bet, but in a good way, for yourself? Because when you can bet on yourself and kind of like turn things into a game, make things fun. Be like, you know what, Precious? I bet I can be consistent with weightlifting 3 times a week for a month. And then old me is like, I bet you can. It's like, okay, bet. Bam. And now you get to work. And then in the moments that you fail, because failure is part of any journey of success, as long as you don't fail and stay there, you fail and learn and you keep on pushing, you keep on moving, yeah, you get yourself back up and the streak starts again. And I use the word streak because if you're going to treat discipline as like a game, think of like Duolingo or Subway. Is it Subway Surfers? The one where the little guy or girl like running on top of the subway, or like Candy Crush. People can maintain such daily streaks, or like they're up to this level, like highest level in their state, in their country. It's like, oh my goodness. Imagine if we apply this level of determination and consistency and focus towards like more objectively beneficial, long-term, long-lasting, impactful areas of our lives or into our communities. You have that streak, it keeps things fun, it keeps you driven, it keeps you focused. And that is why, like, I've shown my habit planner in a previous video. I'll put it here on the little annotation. My, oh yeah, my new month reset routine video, yes. And that is like one of the ways that I maintain and like keep track of my streaks, as well as, and I say streaks because like different habits that I try to be consistent with, as well as just taking data. But you'll hear more about that in the next video. But yeah, like having streaks and keeping up with them is so much fun. And then, of course, when you fail to keep up with it and like you miss a day or you miss a week, it can hurt so much. But then you reset the bet or you adjust the bet to ensure that you're maintaining, that you're still making progress, right? And you continue. And of course, when you succeed, when you prove yourself right with a bet, you reward yourself accordingly. Because why should we only like punish ourselves when we don't succeed, but when we do achieve what we're trying to, we don't celebrate it? Mm-mm, mm-mm. Saw this meme, if you would, on Twitter the other day. It was on Instagram. You know how on Instagram you could have a screenshot of a Twitter post and what have you. It was like that. But somebody was like, I don't understand when people are like, oh, I don't celebrate my birthday. What is there to celebrate? Me, I celebrate even just having a good hair, a good haircut or whatever, you know, like, and people were just replying to the thread with like, oh, I'll have a party when I don't get a parking ticket, or I'll have a party for this and for that. And it was just so cute, and I really liked it because there's so many reasons to rejoice. So why not, right? So with that being said, treat your goals like a game. See how it works for you if you haven't yet, because I think that could be like a really successful method to employ. And just keep it low stakes, high yield, and don't rely on your strength or try this alone. You have the Holy Spirit at your side, especially when you fail. Pray, God help me. I want to like be consistent. And you pick yourself up, and you have support system, be it your friends, be it your family, be it both, as well as the Precious Pavilion here. So in my community posts and the comments, engage, reach out, because we're here for you. We're here for each other. And on that note, thank you for staying till the end of the video. Please like it, subscribe, do all of the things, press all the buttons. And if the subscribe button, you've already pressed it, you don't need to unpress it. You're good on that one. And I'm Precious. So are you. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay blessed. Bye.